freedom, two major ways. One is to spread ideas on liberty. And that's what gets those brush fires going. There's another way you can advance liberty, and that's simply to have children. Ron Paul does it both ways. Spread ideas on liberty, you spirit of liberty to everyone in this room, and the one who exemplifies that spirit perhaps best of all is our speaker, Rand Paul. Now, one of the things about Dr. Paul is that unlike so many others in the Republican Party, when it comes to liberty, they don't just walk the walk. They don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. And I'll give you an example of this. You know, when I grew up in the poorest city in the United States along the border before Medicare and Medicaid, the southern border. And doctors' offices were filled with poor people. And doctors never turned a single patient away, even though they knew they couldn't pay. They knew they'd get a little bit of a down payment, they might pay their bills or something. The doctor's offices were filled with poor people. And I've often said that if you abolished government intervention in the healthcare arena, Medicare and Medicaid specifically, that you wouldn't have this problem. The doctors would care for the needy and the poor on a purely voluntary basis. Well, here is a man that exemplifies that, because in his medical practice, he has founded an organization that provides healthcare assistance to people that can't afford it in terms of eye surgery and eyeglasses and so forth. He's a man who walks the walk. Please welcome Ron Paul's son, Rand Paul.
What are these people doing? But you know, the way I look at it is what is really cool about the Ron Paul Revolution is it's spontaneous, it's original, it comes from you, it doesn't come from the campaign. If the campaign says no, you do it anyway. We had a meeting like this in Nashville. The woman who's in charge of it is a dentist. She organized a big rally. It was wonderful. But you know, the neat thing about it is no one selected her. The campaign didn't pick her. The meetup group picked her. They got together, formed a meetup group in Nashville. They hold signs on the interstate. They are so committed. But they picked their own leader. And I think consequently, you may get a better brand of people because instead of the campaign picking the most prominent Republican in Massachusetts, you guys picked your own leader. You found somebody who works and will do the work. And you end up developing wonderful groups and doing things you would never have otherwise. When I tell people they're crazy, I say, well, they're crazy like a fox. But I mean, like my fox. $4.3 million in one day on November 5th. Today we stand poised to break the record. I think we will break the record today. Everyone's saying we're ahead of schedule. We are going to give them a money bomb so big, so undeniable that it will resonate throughout the political landscape. So unbelievable, so hard to fathom is not just the extraordinary amount of money, but it's that not one red cent, not one penny comes from special interest. I've yet to meet anyone out there who asks me for a job. You want freedom, you don't want a job, you don't want a government contract.
You got a job.
In these hallowed halls, Samuel Adams once said, it does not take a majority to prevail. It takes an irate, tireless minority, keen on setting brush fires of the mind. We've already mentioned brush fires. I was afraid he was going to steal my line. We've got one hell of a brush fire brewing, guys. This thing is big. This thing is really huge. There was another member of the Founding Fathers that we've already mentioned today, and that was James Otis. He wasn't well known. And one of the interesting things is James Otis, one of the big things that he was opposed to were writs of assistance. We call them warrantless searches. The Patriot Act was passed in the wee hours of the night, in the rush, in the aftermath of 9/11, with no thought, with no reading of the bill. My father maintains that the bill may not have even been printed when the voting was going on. We rushed through an act that allows